Good evening, and welcome to Golden Compass Tarot. I've got a special request today. The request is someone is looking for clarity on how to best communicate with the younger members of the family about the challenges that are going to be upcoming in this next phase of their life, and to ensure that the help and counsel is received appropriately and as to not cause resistance. So to that, I ask, to me and through me to the deck, can you give me some kind of an insight on how we can help my friend to make choices that are in better alignment with being able to help and give good counsel from a position of genuine care and compassion? Okay, so let's see what we come up with here. I will ask in advance too for a little bit of leeway here. I've got 4 decks on the go. I'm not quite familiar with all of them, so I may have to reference my notes from time to time to make sure that I am considering the meaning that's presented in the best possible manner. And if you do end up watching this and you enjoy the experience, the little adventure we go on here, in search of answers, insights, if you'd like to share in this experience, feel free to reach out, contact me. It doesn't even have to be anything that's super deeply personal. This is just a it's a fun little way to find some moral suggestions for the things we have going on in our life, and it is just that, is just a suggestion or an idea, nothing further than that. But all the same, it's definitely fun. Okay, we got our last one here, and then we'll be ready to go. And I will do an explainer here in just a second once I get the rest of the cards set out. Okay, so what we are looking at here now for consideration with this specific spread. We start from the earth, we end up back in the earth, so we start with where we are. The 3 original tarot cards are kind of our own blueprint or our moral situation. The crows connect us to the different stages of our journey here, so where we were going from, where we're being led to bring us to the present. From the present, our next guide is going to lead us to where we want to go, and finally this lends us up into the environment we may want to look for or consider where we're going to get our wisdom from. The top and the bottom are animal cards. We'll consider this one as the energy that's working against us, and this is the one that will lead us along to our whatever our resolution may be. Okay, with that, let's get started. And the first card is the East. The East is representative of where the sun rises during the day. Therefore, the East, if we want to find some light, illumination, or a moral guide, we want to look to the East. So, consider where your moral compass currently sits, and consider where you would like to go, which is intrinsically directed by your own character. The next card is the Two of Cups. So as we can see here, there's 2 people, a man and a woman, each a cup in their hand, and there is a duality here. and to look at it and consider it, how it connects here. The duality of emotion. So again, very aligned perspective in what is it you feel is right, what do you feel is appropriate, and ultimately which way is the best direction. Does someone need a bit of emotional nurture, or do they maybe need a bit more of a foundational direction? So that's something to consider. And if it is with respect to giving advice to younger people, that's something that you're going to have to take a look for. Is this person someone who needs a bit more reassurance, or is it someone who needs a bit more of a hard-nosed approach? Because we do respond to both of those things. Some people respond to one and some to the other. So just pay close attention if you want to give supportive advice as to which one they respond to. Okay, let's see for our first guide is going to take us here. And right along with what I just said, preparation. That's the crow one here. I just want to take a little bit of a closer look at it. Yeah, so they're taking supplies over here somewhere to get ready for somewhere. So for yourself, you do want to help the younger people. So take your time. Consider that if you want to give helpful, nurturing, and sage advice, and you want them to continue to come back for that help. Really consider about what we said over here with respect to what they respond best to. Okay, let's see where we're going now to the middle here. And the star. As we can see here, there's the naked lady. She's got the element of pureness there. Nothing is concealed, nothing is hidden. Dumping cups out on both land and water. The sharing of emotion. So again, just think about the wording of how you give your advice as well. In this case, it invites us to maybe consider a bit of a softer approach. Hey, I'm really concerned, or I'm really worried about this next stage of your life. These are the things that could happen, and not to be to make you afraid, but like just to make you more aware of whatever the situations may be that are concerning, and just give them the red flags to watch out for. Yeah, I think that's what the star here is telling us. Let's see where the crow is going to take us to here now. Sorry, the next crow. Night. So, some darkness. The crows are bedded down for the night. They're just kind of hanging out. They're watching from afar. So, as it sits right now with where we are in this journey, I would say we can, it's the same thing. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. We can only arm the people around us with the knowledge. It is up to them to action themselves. So with this case, is just step in, be sincere and genuine with your advice, but at the same time, that might be the suggestion to then back off. It may be received. It might have to take a couple of trial and error hard experiences to make the advice apparent, because we're just wired that way, and I think we really do need to learn some things the hard way before we understand the importance of it. So what this is saying is that maybe don't be quick to rush in. Just kind of back off now into the darkness and kind of watch from afar. There's the big moon there as well at the top, suggesting that let your intuition kind of guide you with that one as well. Stay out, but I mean, if a word here and there does need to be communicated, but don't overcommit. Let's see what the next card says. The Magician. All right. And in fitting kind of what we just said with the night and our journey so far, despite the fact that we give well-intended and the best advice and people may not take it, if unfortunate circumstances do arise, consider again the first part of our journey here. The magician is able to take all the different elements and make them work in his or her favor for favorable outcomes through recognition and understanding of just the current situation and looking at what is needed to get out of here. He's indicating, above and below, so if that's a positive one, I guess maybe reinforce it, do some reflective work, and if it's a negative, just be there and say, okay, well, I'm here and how can I help you? What do you feel like you need, or what do you feel like I can help you with, if anything, right now? And if it isn't anything right now, just know that I always am here for you. And sometimes even that's just enough, is to have that candlelight in the darkness. Let's see where we're going to end up, which environment we have. Here we've got companionship, animals. So I'd say that's a pretty positive one again. Animals in this case is we're learning to work with the different natures of people. We are all driven by different goals, which are reflected by, in some cultures and lore, different spirit animals, different sets of values. So in taking into consideration, especially just before it, the magician with animals, the magician does understand what is needed. So in that case, I would say the suggestion is to lean into your empathetic side. Sit back and be patient and just kind of watch what people need, whoever these people are in your life, and just be there to help them to navigate through difficult situations, but also let them come to their own conclusions a little bit as well. And in doing that, we could understand more what the needs of specific individuals are, whoever those people are in your life, and to live more in harmony. Because obviously there's if we really look here, I'll just bring it up here, there's an element of harmony as well. The lady is living with a variety of different animals here around her, which suggests a bond, connection, as reflective of being able to understand the individual needs of different creatures, or in this case, different people. Now let's see what the energy is that may be working against us. The wolf. And you'll have to forgive me, this deck is the one that I have the least amount of knowledge with. Like, I have some things for the wolf, but I just want to make sure that I'm looking at my notes here to consider it properly. So I do apologize, and also thank you for bearing with me on this. Yeah, so I mean, and right up in the alley here, so the wolf, on good terms, the wolf means you're in balance. They do have a hierarchical structure. They have a good community. So in this case, the wolf being on the bottom, it means that the energy can be judgmental or demanding. So again, be very, very wary of this. While sometimes we may be caught feeling frustrated towards someone, well, why didn't you listen? Or, I told you this, kind of what's wrong with you? Or any of the other things that we tell someone out of frustration. Just be wary of this, because again, this may not be helpful as suggested by the knight and the magician here. I think, that's important to consider that to achieve the overall goal of harmony with different viewpoints, perspectives, and also different generational gaps. We have different experiences. We have very different social structures, over the different generations with its own unique challenges. So also be mindful of that as well. A community, you've got your elders and you've got your ones that are in their prime, and you also have your youngins. And so the elders, they struggle to keep up and need to be looked after a bit more. The family members in their prime are the ones who are essentially the breadwinners. They keep the foundation, they keep the family going, so that they can both look after the elderly and as well give the young a safe sanctuary to be raised in. And, you know, we think finally about the youngins. You know, they've got their curiosities, and the ones in the middle got to look after them as well, to make sure that they allow them to explore while keeping them away from the deadliest of dangers as well, which could be ultimately more detrimental. So just be careful, and if it does slip, it's not the end of the world. Just you know, apologize and understand that you don't maybe know what they're going through, but you are there to help, and whatever experience you can lean on for guidance. Finally, let's see what the animal is at the top that's going to help us work through all of this. And we've got the fish. The fish, and quite curious, there's a bit of a moon there. A moon lit up in the darkness. That's quite interesting as well, just to kind of take a look at that. Just give me a second. I don't know if I've seen this one come up yet at all, so I'm going to have to, excuse me, take a look here. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, again, to further reinforce the point, the symbology of the fish here is adaptable, and to be adaptable means that we have to have a little bit of intuition, as reflective again here with the moon, and the moon is also surrounded by an instance of light into the darkness. I mean, the fish, just as its archetype alone, swims through the water, or swims through currents, different emotional challenges, but they have the structure to be able to do so. And so by this, I would say to lean more into the intuitiveness and the emotional side, in order to really connect with those that are important to you, that you see up and coming, that you may guide them appropriately, and that they always come to you for advice. And remember, if we have missteps, just like a fish may get caught in a different current, you can always still swim and find your way back into the waters you want to be. And at the end of the day, you know, just be clear in your intent. Be clear in your intent, and then, you know, also do some checks. Be like, you know, is this helpful? Does this make sense? Does this resonate? And if it doesn't, then the job is maybe just find a different stream to swim through. But the big thing I notice here, then there's a lot of very emotionally intuitive things that are present here as well, with the fish, with these major arcanas that come up as well, and they're all working against the detriment card here, which in this case is represented by very rigid thinking, and you know, a crystallized kind of identity of sorts, in with which the world is viewed. So just be wary of that, and approach with care, approach with genuine concern, and speak clearly your intent. Thank you for watching, and like I said in the beginning, if you found bits and pieces of this that resonated with you, if you also found your way into this video and you'd like a reading similar to this, send me a message, and I'm more than happy to oblige. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.